Hey guys, it is the new week and I'm here to do my update. Um, this morning I weighed in at 341 pounds, which means I broke my weight loss stall and I'm very happy for that. Um, I'm very, very close to the weight that I was when I was a freshman in college, which is kind of crazy to me. I look back at pictures from that era and I feel like um, my body shape is definitely different than it was back then, but uh, I'm okay with that, I think, because I'm older and life has had its pathways. So um, I don't expect to look the same way that I did back then, especially when back then I think that much more of my weight was comprised of like belly fat and stuff like that instead of right now where I feel like my weight distribution is becoming a healthier ratio. Um, but yeah, so anyway, I'm really happy that I started losing weight again because I think of all the things that can be frustrating post-op, not seeing that kind of progress is one of the biggest. And people say, "Oh, only weigh once a week." Well, I was weighing every day, but even if I weighed once a week, it would still say that I was losing nothing. So, um, I mean, I'm glad to see it, and I'm starting to see 1 to 3 pound drops between days again. So I'm hoping that that will just mean like I'm just gonna and more significantly show that change as they go. One of the reasons why that change happened, I think, is because I decided on my own accord that I was going to kind of change my minimums and advance my diet to an area that was generally marked for like the 6 month mark, but I just was tired of waiting for it. Um, the standard recommendation for protein intake post-op is 60 grams a day minimum for a woman. And I kept thinking that's really low, especially for the fact that like I am a way above average size woman. Like I am 6'1". I'm not 5'4", and I also am very heavy still. Like my goal weight from this whole process is, there are women whose starting weight is the same as my end weight. So why would we have the same dietary needs? We really don't. And for a long time I kept thinking like, I need to have more protein than this. And then I went to see the surgeon and they said, you're not thriving. And I recognized like I'm tired all the time. I can't do my exercise consistently. My legs hurt. My arms were hurting more. And so I was like, you know what? If they don't want to have the conversation, I need to take responsibility for my own goals. And so I started doing a little research to see what kinds of things make sense. And through my research, I discovered that a lot of the pain issues that I was having can be attributed to having very low potassium levels, which I am known to have problems with. And um, low protein, low B vitamins. So I made some executive choices. So I raised my minimum protein goal so that instead of 60 to 80 grams a day, I am shooting for an average of 100 grams a day. And, kind of like acting like the more the merrier. And then I also decided, even though I'm at 4 months and my paperwork says, raw vegetables and stuff probably wait at least till 6 months, I said, you know what, screw it. I have to put more potassium in my diet. I need to put more fiber in my diet. So I did. I started eating raw vegetables. I'm still making educated choices. Um, I'm not eating heavily fibrous vegetables and stuff. I'm not eating the notoriously hard to digest things. I'm simply giving myself more diverse sources of nutrients and not just relying on my vitamins to supply me with those needs. And lo and behold, I started doing that, started higher protein content, started having vegetables, and then I started losing weight again. Not only that, I went from only being able to manage 20 minutes of exercise at a time to being able to hit 60 minutes. And then, like the other day, I managed to hit 2 hours. Not like a full 2 hours, like back to back 2 hours, but like cumulatively for that day, I did 2 hours and did 30 miles on my bike. And when I last saw my surgeon, like I was barely able to do 7 miles a day. And the only thing that really seemed to change other than time was the fact that I started changing my diet. So I'm losing inches, losing weight, got better energy, getting more exercise. I also moved from like this sense of I'm struggling to get my fluids in to a sense of I want fluids, which I struggled with for a while because sometimes drinking would just make me feel sick to my stomach. And I didn't really understand it. But I think that just for me, putting more food in my body that would require more water to metabolize the nutrients and things made me want to drink more water. So now I'm not seeing nearly as much struggle. So I guess like where I'm coming from here is that we're given these guidelines for a reason, yes, but they are guidelines. And if you look at your paperwork, most of it says as tolerated, advanced as tolerated, as long as it doesn't make you sick, as long as it doesn't make you dump, it's probably okay. Shoot for this kind of sugar intake, things like that. But like it's all like people in the support groups, they thought like I brought it up. I said, well, I changed my goals because I didn't think what they gave me was really working. And some people got really uncomfortable with this. They thought, no, you can't change it, especially not that early. But my response was, what's the point in educating yourself and learning all of this stuff if you can't trust yourself to make healthy and good choices as you move? As you progress in this process, you have to learn to trust yourself. And I know that a lot of people within this process feel like they can't trust themselves. They can't trust themselves around food or alcohol or, any of these things. So they hold very strongly to those guidelines and, stick to the plan that, if it, I'm 6 weeks out, I'm only allowed to eat these things. Well, I mean, nobody's there to tell you you can't have a grape. They can only tell you that most people don't tolerate it well until this time. That's based on averages. So like, just like your weight loss is based on average, your weight loss expectations, your food expectations are based on averages too. And an average means the majority of people fall within this range. It also means that there is a subsection of people who fall in the beginning, like earlier, and a subsection of people who fall much later. So I guess what I'm saying in this video is that by trusting myself and making decisions, and essentially, as I've been saying for several weeks now, advocating for myself and the things that I felt like I really needed to do instead of going by what's on a piece of paper, I've ultimately seen positive returns. Your body tells you things about what you need. You feel thirsty when you need water, and you feel hungry when you need food. You might feel lightheaded if your blood sugar's low. Like, these things are indicators to help you propel your behavior to survive. And I think part of what was going on with me was that my body was starting to say, you're not helping us survive in the way that we need to. So we're going to be aggressive. We're going to start shutting down things, and you're not going to have as much energy and all this stuff. So anyway, I thought, what's it going to hurt for me to tweak this a little bit, raise my protein, eat some vegetables, see what happens? And like, ultimately, I felt significantly better, and I was able to meet my exercise goals, and I'm also wearing clothes that I used to wear in college. So, like I keep saying, advocate for yourself. If you're in a position with your post-op life, or even your pre-op life, but mostly post-op life, if you're in a position where, like, the messages that you're getting are not eat, 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 or eat all the cake, eat all the cookies, but rather something's not right, maybe you need more protein. Like, maybe you do need more protein. Maybe this week you need more iron. Maybe this week you need more vitamins. So you had, like, I'm trying to encourage everybody who watches this, don't be afraid to listen to the cues of your body and to adjust things, appropriately, within reason, to meet those needs that your body's telling you it has. Because the worst thing that's going to happen at this stage is it's going to give you dumping syndrome, or you might see a small amount of weight gain at first. The best case scenario is you're going to feel better. And I kind of like the fact that I was able to do 30 miles on my bike and then go to the grocery store and walk around for an hour. Like, that made me feel much more normal and much more like myself than I have felt for a couple of months now. So, who can hate on that, right? Anyway, I'm going to let this video end. It's time to start learning to trust myself, and everyone else needs to learn to trust themselves. And best thing that you can do for yourself is gain knowledge, educate, advocate, and put into practice what you know you need to do. I will talk to you guys next week, and until then, do all those things that I just said, and I hope you have a good day. All right, bye.